Hi, I'm Wayne from Nito, and this is our dinosaur drone. We're glad you bought it. You're gonna have fun with it. We have a ton of fun playing with this. This video is gonna tell you all about the dyno, all about the remote control, all the stuff that's included in the box. Then I'm gonna teach you how to fly it, how to troubleshoot it, and how to do some really cool tricks. So enjoy watching. Your dinosaur drone comes in a great carry-handled pizza box. And when you open this up, it exposes your dyno and the remote. Everything else is under the tray. I'll show you that in a second. Keep the box. It's a great place to store your dyno when he's not flying around. So you keep him in here, he stays nice and protected. Remove the tray from the pizza box, the helmet from the dinosaur, and you'll find under the tray is a bag with all the cool parts in, including the spare battery. The instruction manual is right in there underneath as well, and this special note says, "Do not fly in high winds." So let's go through all the individual parts. In each box comes the dinosaur drone himself. He comes with the baskets installed, although they are removable when you get to be an expert flyer. It comes with 2 extra baskets in case you break one of those before you become an expert flyer. And it comes with 2 extra blades. These blades, there's an A blade and a B blade. A's and B's go in specific spots as covered in our instructions. It comes with a screwdriver for installing those pieces. It also comes with a filler in case you drop the baskets. There's a little filler piece that goes in instead. The beautiful thing about our dinosaur drone is that we include 2 batteries. It only needs 1 at a time to fly. So you can charge both of them and have extended time out in the field, or you can fly one while you're charging the other. That extra battery is really a great bonus. Those batteries charge with this special USB cable, and there's the remote control. And that remote control we'll go through in a minute. Screwdriver also helps you to install the 4 AAA batteries that are not included in the kit. Again, 2 batteries, the drone, the remote, 2 propellers, 2 baskets, a screwdriver, and those filler pieces, plus the instruction manual and the do not fly in high winds piece. And remember, save that box. It's the best, safest place to store and to transport your drone when he's not flying. This is our dinosaur drone. I'll go through his anatomy. These are his wings, this is his head, this is his tail. He's got 4 propellers. Each one of those has a coreless motor in it, making them super high performance. They spin really fast, but they do have stall protection, so if propeller does get stopped at any point, it won't hurt the motor at all. On his underside, there's a door, and that's the battery door, and you use that included screwdriver to unscrew and install a battery, which I'll go through in a few minutes. If you have to replace a blade, again, you can use that same screwdriver to remove that cap and unscrew that blade and replace it again. If you removed an A blade and are replacing an A blade, put an A. If it's a B blade, put a B. To install the battery into the drone, the first thing we do is we flip him onto his back so that we can remove the screw and then open the battery door. When we open the battery door, you can see there's a pigtail wire with a special connector, and our battery has the mating connector. It fits only one way, and there's guides to help you to make sure. Once that's connected, it's best to push the wires in just a little bit into the belly of the drone to give us the most amount of space for our battery. So you saw there was some twisting and things like that to tuck the wires underneath. Then we take that, there's some teeth here on the back of the door that go in first, and then when we push it, we should hear a click. But that click isn't necessarily sufficient to keep that door locked in place in the event that you bump into something or crash. And so it's always best to take and put that screw back in and screw that door in so that in any of those conditions the door stays in place and you don't lose the door or possibly lose the door and the battery in a crash situation. The on-off switch is right here. Once that battery's installed, you can turn him on. Then he'll light up, and those eyes will flash until he's synchronized with the remote. Makes him look really, really cool. He'll also flash at you if he's in a low battery condition, or if he loses connectivity or synchronization with the remote. If you wanted to remove or replace the baskets, again, use that same screwdriver. There's a little place right in here where you can unscrew it, and then when that basket comes out, this little area becomes a hole, which was filled by this little area of that basket, and then those filler pieces we showed you and the parts included goes in there instead. For me, I've been flying them for a long time. I always leave the baskets on because it's really safest that way. Even more amazing than a flying dinosaur is this magical remote control. This remote control has a lot of features. First, it expands to fit your hand, and it fits nicely in a hand of any size. And it has several buttons, but what's really magical about it is that it doesn't have joysticks, and you move your hand to the right or to the left and the dinosaur will listen. The way this remote works is, first, these arrows always must be pointing forward, which is really important. The on-off button is here, the up button, the down button, the emergency stop button is here, and then there's a couple buttons on the side that'll make the dinosaur turn left or turn right. To get this to work, we first must install 4 AAA batteries. And these AAA batteries are not included. The special batteries to power the dinosaur itself are included, but these AAA batteries are not included. Again, use that provided screwdriver to open the battery bay and install all 4 batteries in the directions as shown and printed directly on the remote control. Then, again, secure that battery door using the screwdriver provided, or your own Phillips head screwdriver, should you need that, or have that. Secure it tightly. Now, something that's super important about the remote control is if the dinosaur stops listening to the remote or doesn't listen very well, those batteries need to be replaced, because there's a lot going on in this remote control, and this battery should be fresh and strong. And so if you tell it to do something and it doesn't do it, then it may be the batteries in the remote control. So again, on the remote control, these are for style, but these buttons here, this button here, turns power on or off, and it'll beep many times, 3 times, once it's synchronizing with the dinosaur. And then there's the up button to make it go higher, and the dinosaur will stay wherever you put it, wherever you tell it to go, however high, however long you hold that, it'll stay when you let it go. And the down button, and again, it'll come down a little bit. If you want to land it all the way to the ground, you must push and hold that button. And then over here, this button does 2 functions. The first one is the emergency stop. Push and hold that button, and the drone's rotors will stop, and it will come down immediately. The other thing it does is if you push it once, then at a time, you can hear it beeps at you twice or 3 times, and those are to control the speed of the dinosaur, both its flying speed and its responsiveness to the remote. When you're first flying, you would fly in 1, and then as you get more advanced, you push that button to 2, or if you're super advanced, you would go to 3. And so that's a short push of that button. Again, up and stay at that height, down and stay at that height or land. This is how you turn the power on, off, or synchronize. This has no function in this version of the dinosaur. And this does the speed control, and also if you push and hold it, the emergency stop. On the side, there's 2 buttons for your thumb. One will make the dinosaur rotate to the right. The other makes it rotate to the left. By pushing and holding those, the dinosaur will change its position. And so there's a lot going on in this remote, but the coolest part about it is the fact if you want him to fly away, you go forward. Come back, you come back. Turn to the right, he'll go to the right. Turn to the left, he'll go to the left. Rotate with those 2 buttons, faster, slower, up, down, a lot going on in that remote. But this is the most amazing part, and you'll see how he responds to all of those gesture commands, or mimes, in just a few minutes. To fly your dinosaur, what you'll need to do first is to turn the dinosaur on. The next step is to take this remote, which is not on, the light is not lit, and get it, position him so that he is directly behind the dinosaur, and push the button, and you'll hear it beep multiple times to say it's synchronized. Now, that's a crucial process, because the dinosaur now knows the baseline of where your hand is. If your hand was tilted like that, it's going to think that's normal. And so this alignment process is crucial to having successful flight. Now, I set it down on the same surface. You don't have to be that exact because there's always going to be some breeze or something else that you're working to overcome anyway. So there's a certain amount of alignment that's just going to be naturally part of the flying process. When you're ready to fly, what you do is, again, you push the lift button to get him to lift, and then you'll listen to whatever commands you had to go to even very subtle commands. You can see he's listening. Forward, backward, left, right, and even dance. And land. Push the down button, and he will land. What I'm going to show you now is a unique trick with this particular drone. What he can do is he can turn right and he can turn left and do full rotations. And so we'll show you those rotations. They're controlled with these two buttons on the side. With a larger space, instead of just being an in-place rotation, he can do large sweeping figure eights and other cool tricks. This space is too small for that, but we can show you the rotation. To rotate right, you push your finger on this button and you hold it. To rotate left, you push your finger on this button and hold it. To do a flip, you actually push both buttons at the same time and give it a twist, and it'll flip to the right, both buttons, and it'll flip to the left. If you want to do a big figure eight, then you need a big space, and you would push the button on the top. If you want him to rotate right, push and then flip a little bit, not completely, just a little bit of a twist, and he'll come completely around. When he gets towards you, push the other way and flip the other way, and he'll twist the other way. So the other thing that he can do, if he's more than 10 feet high, is he can do a complete 360-degree rotation. And that flip, that 360 flip, is really, really fun. You push both of the rotate buttons at the same time and flick your hand to the right or flick your hand to the left, and he will do that 360 flip in either way. Now, sometimes you'll try to do that and it'll beat back at you. And what that means is the drone doesn't have enough power. It takes a lot of power to do a flip, just like it would take me a lot of power to do a flip. Anyway, it takes him so much power to do that he says, I don't have enough power. If you keep telling him to try to do that, he may run out of battery, in which case he'll make an emergency landing. An emergency landing for the drone is when he goes to low power mode and just lands, and you have very little steering control. You can't tell him to come up or tell it to come down. It's different than pushing the emergency stop. If you push the emergency stop button, all rotors will immediately stop and he will drop out of the sky. An emergency landing won't cause any damage to the drone, but if you've got him up 3, 4, 5, maybe 13 stories and you push emergency stop, he's going to fall to the ground like a rock, and we have no idea what kind of damage could happen to the drone. So remember, bring him down with this button, bring him up with this button. This is both your speed control and your emergency stop. But if he tells you that he's tired, bring him down to a landing under your control. He's programmed to follow your commands like this. But if he's turned around, then a right-hand command he sees as a left-hand move. And so that reverses itself whenever the head of the dinosaur is facing in a different direction than what you programmed him to be. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you have a great time flying the Dino, and if you have any questions, contact us at neato.com and send us an email or give us a call. We're glad to help. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. We'll have more interesting videos coming right at you.